In our last video, we used this ask and then the answer block. This answer block is actually an example of a variable, and variables are what this lesson is going to be about. You'll notice that one of the options in your Snap screen is this variable's orange tab, and there's a button here that's called Make a Variable. So we're going to create a variable. You're going to give it a name. One of the things to note about names, and we'll talk about this in just a second more, you want to pick something that's useful. So like age. I'm going to create something called age, or you could create something called score, or there's lots of things you could create, but you're going to create your variable. You can make it so that it's available to all sprites or that it's available to only this sprite. Right now, I'm just going to make it for all sprites. And what that creates is something that's going to display on your stage automatically. Now, we can also uncheck this box right here, and it will undisplay it. So you can turn it on this stage, or you can turn it off. And then it creates this little circle reporter block that I can pull out and use. We should talk about the definition of a variable, and I'm going to add that here as a comment. A variable is a location in memory to store a value for retrieval and use later. It holds one value at a time. When it's replaced, you lose its previous value. So you want to be careful about how you're replacing them. So some things I can do, I can use this block that says set blank to 0. From this drop down, I can pull up age. I could set the age to 0. There's also some other blocks that will let you set one variable equal to another variable. You can actually use this same block right here. If I make another variable called new age, you'll notice that I'm using lowercase names. I want to make sure that these are super, super clear. I have now a new variable called a new age, and I can set the new age, and then I can drag in age over here, and the new age will equal the previous age. There's also ways to add and delete from lists, and we'll get into lists and stuff later. But right now, these are the variables you're going to be using. You're also going to have this change. I can change new age by 1, which will make new age go up by 1. So let's show our variables on the stage right now. We have age and new age. If I click on this, it sets age to 0. When I click on this one, it sets new age to equal age. And then if I change new age by 1, you can see that every time this happens, it goes up by 1. And then I could set new age back to age, and it goes back to 0. So these are different blocks that you're going to use. There's one more block I want to show you for today's lesson, and that is in the operators. There is a pick a random, and you can set the low and the high. You can, just like before, you can use these variables, pick a random number between age and new age. So if I make new age bigger, this will pick a random between age and new age. And if I click on it, you'll see a little bubble comes up, 3, 1, 3, 5, 1, 8, 8, 4. This is a way to come up with a random number that you can use to set direction. You can use just how many steps it's going to take. Lots of cool tricks with this pick a random. So things to explore today.